Hi folks, hope you're doing well. Did some videos last night about the march on the Capitol and Trump calling on that as well. And of course, what do we have today? Trump went out last night and called it a heinous attack on the Capitol and slagged off the people that he told to go and do it. I've got that video, plus I've got the video of him actually encouraging people to go there and saying that he'd be there with them, blah, 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 blah. Which, of course, his followers are now saying, he didn't do that. Well, no, he didn't tell people to go and do that, did he? Well, yeah, he did. And now, of course, he's doing Trump. That's how... No. He's calling these people bad people. What was he saying last night? He did a little speech last night saying, please, folks, go home. We love you. You're good people. He's not saying good people now, is he? After the event, even after there's 4 people or 5 people now, 5 people were killed, he was saying that they're good people. As soon as it started to look as if it would be bad for him, suddenly they're nasty people. They did a nasty, heinous act. Yeah. Not sure if you can hear that noise. It's the fighter planes doing their flyover. Yeah. As I said last night, look at it. I mean, you have a load of drunken people come to a rally. These drunken people have been told by Trump to go and march on the Capitol because you've got these weak Republicans who need encouragement to do the right thing, right? So, of course, you rile the people up. It's called a rally. The whole point of a rally is to, charge people up to go and do what you want them to do. That's called a rally. That's what a rally is all about. He's been having these rallies for, 4 bloody years? 4 years he's been having these rallies for. These people were ready to die for this man. He's been telling them for at least 2 years the only way he's losing the 2020 election is if it gets stolen from him. He's been telling them that for over 2 years. So therefore, they're riled up. He's been telling them they may need to take up arms. So, of course, they're just doing what he's been telling them to do. Now, of course, they're gullible people. I mean, you've got an idiot leading a bunch of idiots, basically. You could see it that way. There were certainly drunk people, so therefore they're behaving idiotically on the night. Yeah. Yeah. It's utterly, utterly crazy that he incites this, what many are calling an insurrection, and then basically calls it a heinous attack on the Capitol, and these people are disgusting human beings. Excuse me, do you realise that people have you on recording? You do realise that when you were speaking at your rally, there were cameras there and microphones. You were speaking right into a microphone, you absolute moron. But it's been suggested that he's sort of conceding, saying that there's going to be a peaceful transition now, because he was told by his family to do this, because, of course, his daughter and his sons have ambitions to be the new Kennedy family. This is why I say the families of those people who were killed, including the police officer, should be ready to form a class action against Trump and his advisors, so his sons and his daughter as well. Get the whole lot of them. Take everything they have. Destroy them as a family. Stop them. Trump seems to think that having a peaceful transition now means that he will be able to run in the next election. Donald Trump, you have a brain in your head. It's about time you started to use it. What you did the other day, a couple of days ago at that rally, inciting people to basically attack the Capitol, is something that is going to live on in the minds of the voters. You will not, in any way, shape, or form, get a chance of being president again. You won't. You will still have a smattering of support. Well, think about it, folks. I mean, everyone was basically saying that Trump could walk down Main Street and shoot someone and still not lose any support. Well, here we have Trump basically. The police work for who? Who do the police work for? The police work for the city, who basically is run by the president. So the police basically work for the president. The president sent people there and basically got those people shot. So it's basically like him walking down the high street and shooting somebody. Let's see what support he loses as a result of that. Because, on that rally, I do believe on that rally that his son, John Jr., said that the Republican Party is Trump's Republican Party. So again, let's see how they react, the Republican Party. Are they going to distance themselves from Trump? Are they going to make sure in 4 years' time that they run their biggest and best against him? That they do whatever they can to destroy this man? Because they would. Any other opponent, they would. Yeah, look at the way they dealt with Hillary to make sure that she couldn't run as president. Not really. Certainly to make sure that her attempt at running as president would be muted massively. They could do that to him. And they probably will do. I think they probably will do that. Because they certainly don't want him as president again. They looked past all the tweets. They looked past all the dodgy stuff when he was inviting Russians into the White House, where he was making phone calls with countries trying to get dirty stuff on Biden, promising them money if they gave him that information. All these things are highly dodgy, to say the least, but they looked past that because he was going to keep them in power. He was going to help them. Well, they didn't win the House, they lost the Senate, and they lost the presidency. So, yeah. In the end, they're likely going to be turning against him. I mean, will he face prosecution because of his encouragement to the people that marched? Could those words be things that get him in some serious trouble? Don't know. Will he ask for that ought to be forgiven him before he leaves office? To be honest, I think too much has been forgiven this man. I mean, I think every time he was forgiven the stuff he did, went on and did worse. He was encouraged by it. So I think it would be a bad idea to do that. However, I was listening to talk radio, and they were suggesting that what might be a good idea would be to have a couple of weeks, at least a couple of weeks of peace, just to let everything calm down. So I think it would be a wise idea for Biden not to have Trump arrested immediately, not even to have inquiries done immediately. The police will be arresting people involved in the rally, and certainly people involved who were attacking the Capitol building. So they can start investigating that. That's fine. They can work in the background on the bigger issues, as in the people that encourage it from the higher ups. While they're doing that, do that nice and quietly. And then once given a nod, maybe 4 months, 5 months after Biden takes control, maybe then have a major investigation into that. I'm not sure what they would do, because it's up to them. They've got to do whatever they think is right to do. But yeah, he basically threw them under the bus. I'm going to include something else. There's what's his name? Stephen Colbert did something called a terrified president throws his right mob under the bus to save his neck. Well, to save his neck and get back on Twitter. Yeah, that's probably Yeah, there's probably some truth to that as well. Yeah. I guess there would be, yeah. Oh, there you go. It's a terrible situation. As I say, for years and 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 years, he's been talking smack, Trump. And people have let him get away with it. Oh, it's just Trump. It's just Trump. Well, consequences. There you go. Been talking about consequences for a long time. There you go, consequences. Yeah. His people didn't turn against him. He's now turned against his people. Crazy. Really insane, to say the least. But there you go. I mean, to be honest, could this have been predicted that Trump would do that? Turn against his own people? Yeah. Of course. Yeah, when things start turning ugly for Trump, he runs. Doesn't he? That's what he does. He would claim, with the amount of children he has from different mothers, that he's a lover, not a fighter. He's certainly not a fighter. He never went to war. So he will claim he's a lover, not a fighter. Well, then stop causing fights. He keeps causing fights. He's not a fighter, but he wants everyone else to fight for him. Insane, isn't it? He's saying to everyone else, going to bat for me. I won't go into bat, because I'm a complete and utter coward. But you go into bat for me. And if it ends up hurting you, well, I'm going to turn against you and say that what you're doing is out of order. And these people trusted this man. They believed in him, but see, a lot of these people, my annoyance with these people, the people that marched on there, they all claim to be Christians. Or certainly a lot of these people claim to be Christians. And yet they believed in Trump and they followed Trump. You're supposed to believe in one and follow one. You sure you're not supposed to be following any human being? So to say they've been led astray by the devil is an understatement of fact, isn't it, really? Maybe that's why that's why he's got the big hair. He's covering over the horns. That could be it, couldn't it, eh? Oh, well. There you go. It is what it is. There's going to be a lot more nonsense coming out, and we'll see. I mean, a lot of people are suggesting that maybe Trump has been threatened, that unless he keeps it absolutely stum over the next 13 days, he's going to be prosecuted. But can Trump keep stum for 13 days? I don't think so. I think that's very unlikely that you can do that. Time will tell, but I think it's very unlikely he can do that. Time will tell, or certainly if he's still banned on Twitter and still banned on Facebook, he's going to keep pretty quiet, really. Because I think certainly his aides and his children are going to make sure that when he goes out to the press, he's going to keep his mouth tightly controlled. So we'll see. Is he giving back his Twitter rights and his Facebook rights? Don't know. Anyway, that'll do you. I will include those videos. So you've got the one of Trump encouraging. Then you've got the one of Trump slagging off those that encouraged, and the one of Colbert talking about it. So there you go. Here's another one on March to the Capitol. This should be March to the Capitol Part 3. Trump. Yeah, good point. We used the title from the Stephen Colbert one. So, March on the Capitol Part 3. The terrified president throws his right mob under the bus. There you go. I'll do something like that. Okay. You take care. God bless. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.